My desk setup is an important aspect of my work, and I know this because I've worked from home for about 4 years now constantly, and I've had a lot of time to experiment different setups, knowing which one works, which ones are more productive, and which one might be the best to suit within your budget. Now, being a guy that really loves a lot of things that are black, I'm not really particular about shiny black, but I really love black that is a little bit dimmed down, so like the kind of matte black that reduces a lot of reflections from my work. So I have carefully curated this deck setup to my taste, and I'll try my best to leave as much as the equipment or the tools I use on this deck setup in the link in case you're looking to get one for your setup. This should be a minimal setup that will help you improve your work productivity, help you get started, and help you put everything you like together in one place. So if that excites you, let's jump right into the first thing I would like to talk about in this deck setup. The heart of every deck setup kind of based on what it is standing on, which is the decks. And the decks I'm currently using is a very cheap one I found from Amazon. I'm not really sure about the name, but I'll leave a link to it. Now, this is a sit stand decks, but it is the manual type, which means you have to use your hand to crank it up if you want to get it up and down. But it is very sturdy. It is 47-inch. And I've been using it for almost a year now, and I've had no issue with this. If you like to get one that sits and stands automatically, you can also get that. But for this setup, we are trying to be as budget friendly as possible. So we're using the manual sit and stand, which also gives you that flexibility. The only thing you have to do is to manually crank it up if you need to sit and stand. The one device that powers up my deck setup is my MacBook, and the MacBook I'm currently using is the M1 Pro 14-inch MacBook by Apple. This was released some years back. There are newer versions now like the M2 Max, the M3 Max, which was just released, and I've not really experienced any lag so far with most of my editing and design work. But if you're looking for a new laptop, I'll suggest like just ignoring most of the M1 and move like into the M2 range, and I'm looking to upgrade this very soon. Now, my MacBook is connected into a dock, and a dock is where I use to connect my other peripherals like my webcam, my mouse, keyboard, which I'll get into towards the other end of this video. And the current dock I'm using is the Anker 575 USB-C docking station. It is 13-in-1, which means that it has 13 different ports for you to charge in, and it's powered by an 85-watt charger. Now, this also supports 4K HDMI, USB-C, different audio and input jacks, and it costs about roughly $234. The only thing I will say about this that I do not like is sometimes the 4K turns on and off and it gets a little bit hot. But other than that, this dock has been performing very well, and the workaround around the 4K turning on and off is for you to use another USB-C cable and just connect your monitor directly to your M1 Pro, because the USB-C ports on the M1 Pro supports 4K effortlessly. So that's a workaround I've used. Other than that, I feel this is like a budget dock that will serve you a lot of purpose. So if you're just starting and you're wondering whether to get one or not, you can get the Anker dock, and it will serve you perfectly well till you're sure of what you need, and then you can upgrade to higher ones that I might leave link for in the description below. Music for me is a must. I listen to different types of music: lo-fi, hip-hop, rap, Afrobeats, and it's very important that I get very good speakers to help me listen to the tunes of this music. Also, when I'm editing, I need to hear the sounds, the highs and the lows, and how to properly sound edit most of the videos I've been working on. For sound, I've been using the Edifier MR4 studio speakers for a while, and they're super amazing. It comes with a balanced TRS input, 2 unbalanced RC and aux input. It also has a headphone jack, and it's super easy to operate. Also, it is very budget friendly. Thanks for the guys at Edifier for sending me this. This video is not sponsored by Edifier, but they sent it for me to test, and I've been using it for a while now, and I'll definitely recommend it for you. I do a lot of UX and video editing, and what that means is that I'm going to run out of storage a lot, and this is where my Samsung T4 portable SSD comes in. Now, the way my storage is designed is for me to have some HDD, which is a hard disk drive, and an SSD which I work from currently. So after doing most of my work on the T7 portable SSD, I then back it up on my 5TB HDD. I've run out of a lot of hard disk drives in the past, so I'm looking to build a NAS station pretty soon to help me really manage all of my storage facilities. So if you know of any good NAS setup, leave it in the link below so I can do that and make a video for you. The current capacity of terabyte I used to work from directly, which is the Samsung T7, is 1TB read and write. Super fast, super efficient. I've not had any issues with it, and I would definitely recommend this to you. Which leads us to the aspects of handling meetings, video calls, or even streaming online. If you do a lot of streaming online, you're going to need an efficient webcam to help support and back you up. The current webcam I use is the Insta360 Link webcam. For me, this is the best value for webcam you're ever going to get. Insta360 is definitely not sponsoring this video, but I've been using this webcam for a while, and I use them to create tutorials, I use them to stream online, I use them to go live, I use them for my meetings, Zoom calls, and all of that. And you will notice the difference in your meetings when you start using this with that Sony half-inch sensor, which is capable of up to 4K at 30 FPS and 1080p at up to 60 FPS. This for me is a no-brainer if you want to get that crisp and clear video quality on your video call that will just set you apart from everyone else on the meeting. When you have your video handled, the other thing you need to start looking forward to is having a good audio. For me, I use the Focus Scarlett 212 audio interface to tie up all my audio connections together. It is USB powered and it has multiple inputs and also like an independent headphone output that helps me monitor my audio. And I pair that with the Shure MV7X microphone that gives me that crisp audio. When I connect the Shure with my Insta360, trust me, my video messaging experience has been changed forever. I'm not a really huge fan of wireless charging, but I do think they come in handy once in a while. And I'm also using an Anker wireless charging. It is really slow, but I feel a wireless charger is meant to just keep your juice going for when you don't need to charge physically. So when I have like my battery running at about 80% or 70 and I need a quick top up before I go, instead of leaving my station to plug it physically, I just make use of the charger, and it supports I think up to 15 watts of charging, which is pretty decent for a wireless charger. For my keyboard, I'm using the Redragon 530 Pro keyboard. It's a 60% mechanical wireless keyboard, and it also comes with RGB. If you're looking for that kind of gaming vibe that will go real well with your matte black, you can use this keyboard. For the price of about $59 to $60, I feel this keyboard is really value for money. But if you want to spend a little bit upward towards the $100 mark, I would suggest the Logitech MX keys. That's what I use for my other setup, and I interchange them from time to time. So it depends on you and depends on your budget for what you want to get. That will determine which one will be best suited for your need. For the mouse, there is no other brainer than the Logitech MX Master 3. This has to be hands down the best microphone in the game as today, and I don't really think I need to say so much about this because this mouse is so popular and it delivers all the time. The chair I use currently, which is what I'm sitting on, is not really the best out there, but I got it from Amazon, and I'll look for the link and leave it down in the description. It does what it needs to do, but I'm looking to save up some more money and get like a proper chair with better lumbar support to help with my back. For nature, I will always suggest putting some form of artificial or fake plant that will just help you relieve that whole nature experience and just give you that vibe of being a little bit more comfortable, which is another tree I picked up directly from Amazon. Now, I'm going to leave links to some of these things in the description. Like I said, feel free to check them out to see which of them you'd like to get. I do believe that this is a setup that will serve almost everyone's need if you're looking to get started, if you're looking to be more productive. If you're new to setting up your setup, I would advise you not splurging so much money on things that you might not necessarily need. Start a little bit slower and gradually build out over time. We'll be making an upgrade to this setup in the coming weeks, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out that video. And if you'd like to watch some other videos that we've been up to, click on some of these links here, and I'm going to see you right there in the next video. Thanks. Peace.